What's up, YouTube? My name is Clarence Hemingway. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm gonna bring you another electronics repair video, but this time we're not gonna repair anything today. The video I'm about to bring you today is I'm gonna show you all of the tools that I use, my arsenal of tools that I use to troubleshoot electronics. Okay, let's go down the line. As you can see, these are the different tools that I use. Here they are. That's the different tools that I use. Okay, let's go over them. These two right here are two digital multimeters from Fluke. Of course, Fluke, in my opinion, is the best meter on the market. This is style of Fluke is the 110 series true RMS voltmeter. You got the 112 series. Now these two meters are identical meters. They got the same range. They pretty much do the same thing. But the two differences is that the 112 series has amp. You can read amps with it. Also, it has the backlight right here, that button right there. And the 110 series don't have that. As you can see, if you turn this on, of course it comes on. And if you are in a low light area and you want to take a reading, just hit that button and you can see the light right there. If you can see it in the corner, it'll illuminate the darkness and you can see what you're reading. Okay, that's these 2 meters right here. There's another digital multimeter from Fluke. It's a 3000 LC. Series. True RMS. It's a pretty good meter. This right here is a amp meter from Fluke, of course. It measures continuity, resistance, volts, AC DC volts, and amps. That's a pretty good meter also. Pretty handy tool. Also have the trusty analog meter. I use that from time to time. Also a good tool. Moving on down the line. Right here, you have a ESR meter. Equivalent series resistance. It measures resistance in capacitors. You can also use this in circuit. It measures the capacitors in the circuit. Now this also is a very handy tool. When you don't want to have to desolder a bunch of caps, you can just use that in the circuit. I also have another ESR meter, a little smaller version of this. And it does the same thing. Okay, moving on down the line. This right here is the IC chip tester analyzer. If you suspect you got bad chip, put a chip in this bad boy, and it'll tell you whether it's good or bad. Which that's good tool to have. Right here is a resistor substitution box. If you got bad resistance, you don't know the value of it, you can put this in line with resistor in circuit and then determine which resistor you can put back in the circuit. That's a handy tool. Right here is a backlight tester, LED. You can see, can I focus in on it? There you go. Test without the symbol. LED TV backlight tester. You can test something like these right here in the circuit. This right here is a voltage checker. If you want to check and see if you got power on the line, that's a handy tool to do that. Moving on down the line, this right here is a voltage probe, logic probe. You can check chips and see whether they're good or bad. That's a handy tool also. This right here is a pair of tweezers. You can use this in the circuit. This is good for SMD components, surface mounted devices. If you got real small capacitors or inductors, whatever you want to check, that's good for that. This right here is a high voltage probe. I use this mostly when I'm working on CRTs in arcade games. If you want to discharge the CRT, this is a good tool to use. Or you want to measure how many kilovolts is going in, coming from the CRT. That's a handy tool to use. I recommend that tool. This right here is a, you would call this a microscope. Let me see, can I get it to come on? Yeah. Now this measures if you got real small components and you want to get up close and personal with them. This right here is an ideal tool. That's a real handy tool to have. This right here is a heat gun. If you got chips or SMDs that you want to remove from the board, this is a good tool to use. I think it gets up to 700 degrees, if I'm not mistaken. That's hot. Of course, this right here is my desoldering station. It's a desoldering gun. If you want to take solder off the board, that's the tool you use. There's another desoldering pump. You should be familiarized with this. Solder sucker. This here is soldering station from Weller. It's a pretty good soldering station. I use this just about all the time. As you can see, I still got it plugged in. Okay, right going on down the line, of course, you know what this is. It's a solder. And this is the solder holder that it sits in. This right here is solder braid or solder pad that if you want to clean your tip of the soldering iron with, or the soldering iron, you just take that and clean it. It does a pretty good job. This right here is another magnifying glass. It's a fairly handy tool. If you got a board you want to clamp, hold tight, and get close and personal with it, that's a good tool there to use. This right here is from shopjimmy.com. It's a LED warmer. If you got over here, you want to take, say for example, this LED off, all you do, place it on the warmer, just like that, and it gets hot, and you are able to remove that LED without having to mess up the board. Okay. Also, I got a couple tools up here. If you can see, that's transistor tester. Got a couple tools up here that I use. So YouTube, that's my arsenal of tools that I use to get the job done. And I know what you're saying. I know what you're thinking. This is a nice collection, Clarence, but where's the old scope at? I don't see the old scope. Well, that's next on my arsenal. Probably by next summer, I'll be getting the old scope and adding that to my tools. So YouTube, I thank you for tuning into my channel, viewing my video. If you like this video, then share it. Hit the like button. I'll see you on the next video. Thank you, YouTube.